Hello and welcome back, guys. My name is Ash, and if you haven't been here before, welcome to my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel. I am here to present you all types of things travel, whether it's for my clients, for the booking tips, making sure that everybody's booking the best travel, and also booking with the best. And also travel advisor trainings, which are what we are doing today. And I also teach a lot about how to become a travel advisor. So if you are a current travel advisor, you are going to learn some awesome stuff today. We're going to talk beyond quotes, creating visual travel experiences. Okay. I feel like this is one of the biggest game changers for me. Ever since I took presenting my quote personal, I have no issues really closing a deal because they're typically wowed before they even think about anything else. They're wowed by the quote itself. And that is so important because a quote should be something like compelling, a visual story that's going to kind of be creative, right? Professional, but yet eye-catching at the same time because we're trying to tell them about an experience, not just the price, right? So let's get into it. Let's start. So why do visual quotes matter? And I call it a visual quote because it's literally a presentation. First of all, most of our buyers are visual buyers. Most people need to see the value of what they're going to get in their vacation. Now, you cannot really express the value of that in an email, right? A vacation preview, they need to offer kind of just a slight glimpse of what they're going to entail. Also, a trust builder, okay? Professional presentations set you apart from the Google searches. If they're not going to get this off of Expedia, right? Now, I also personalize mine. I like to let them know that I'm listening. When they're writing their details in the quote form, I make sure when I'm pressing it out through ChatGPT that I let ChatGPT know about what my client's looking for, how my client is approaching this quote, etc. So I also play that into it. So let's talk about essential quote components. First, it needs a clever slide. It needs to have a trip name to it. I use ChatGPT to make it something cute. I'll show you an example in a minute, okay? Destination, dates, and of course, your logo if you choose. I just put my company name, but I've always done that. So, but something that like stands you out, okay? Next, traveler info. You don't have to put their actual names and date of birth, etc. We don't want that. I'm talking about the description of the cruise or a resort, right? Talking about the dates that they're looking at and then the number of people. Basically take the job form or quote form and sum it up into what you did for them in a quote on the second page, all right? After that, you have resort view, cruise quote, anything that's included inside the quote in there, okay? And I mean detail on detail on detail. And then lastly, inside of it, after you present the resort or the cruise, you're going to put like the room type, you're going to put the pricing, the deposit options, etc., the payment plan that they have to have the last day, and then of course how to book. And that's all you need for a quote. Now it sounds simple, but you can get really descriptive with this, okay? You can really get into the deep parts, especially through Canva. And I use Canva because not only is it free, okay? I do pay for the fancier one, but I use Canva like 6 times a day, so I don't have a choice. But there are free options, so if you don't want to pay for it, you don't have to. But I use Canva because I'm able to use their templates, and then when I make a template, I reuse it repeatedly. Every time somebody's getting the same template, it will be a different option though, okay? I also use them because of the quality photos. So if you want to put in there like the graphics or anything for the resorts, you can. And then as well, when you're doing the presentation, since it's in presentation form on Canva, we're going to put like bullet points, keep it short, simple, clean cut. So they're not overfed information, but yet they have all the details. So pro strategies that convert. This is what I do. Okay, first, I include the client's name. Now, on this particular cruise quote, this is the one I'm showing you. It's real. I just sent it like 30 minutes ago to somebody. It's fresh, but I did change the name. It used to have cruise quote for that person's name, but to protect them, I changed the name. Okay, but normally I will put who the cruise quote's for, so I don't lose it. Any specific request or anything that they mentioned in the job form, I put it inside there. Offer options. I always give them 2 to 3 choices. Typically 3 choices, unless they're really set on what they want, like specific date, specific resort, then I'm going to give them a couple of room options, leave it at that. And sometimes, okay, you don't have to send the loom. You can include it inside of the video. And I didn't do this for the cruise quote that I sent, but I have done this in the past and they really liked it. For example, I did a baby moon a while back, and I got like off their site, they had like a YouTube video of the resort and the room types and the spa and all of that, and I included it in there, and they really liked that. So if you can find some type of video either on the site or maybe some like promotional content they give us for the, cruise, resort, whatever, Disney, whatever, like add it in there. Okay. Anything that you can really just wow them with, that's what we're trying to do. All right. So before I get to the do's and don'ts, let's show you the one I just did, right? So share this tab instead. Now, sometimes I even put music behind this, but I didn't because I didn't want to hurt your guys' ears. But let's talk about everything that I just mentioned to you guys. So right off the bat, it has a name, right? The trip name. It's Sailing Away, which I thought was funny. My company name, and then this dignifies that it's a cruise quote, and that helps me know too. Next, this is kind of my quote that I always start with because I don't want them to think about money. So I automatically drop a money returns, time doesn't. And then thank you for choosing Travel with Ash. New year's, new memories. This is the cruise vibe. Okay, the cruise is going to be in early January. So cruise vibe, new year's, new memories, let's cruise. Kick off 2026 with unforgettable family adventure. I found 3 amazing cruise options, perfect for your group of 5, including 3 first-time kid cruisers. That's something they told me. Ready to set sail and start the year with sunshine, fun, and fresh energy. Cruise options. Cruise cabin selections are shaped around the best deal available for each sailing. Some may include ocean view or balcony options depending on the current pricing. Be sure to watch for flash sales because one of them's a flash sale. All right, let me know which one feels with the right fit. There's my call to action, and I'll make sure everything is smooth sailing from here. Travel insurance can also be added for extra peace of mind. Okay, so let's explore. Next page. First one, we have Radiance of the Seas, 3 nights Bahamas. The dates. What do we have? Description of the ship. Departure, because she gave me like 3 port options, so I needed to tell her which one it is. Picture of the ship, important. Next, the sailing itinerary. Also, this is just a random ship from Canva. I don't even know what ship this is. Sailing itinerary. What is this? A screenshot, because they don't care about that. That's fine. Leave it alone. Next, the room itself, right? So 1B spacious ocean view balcony room, 5-person occupancy, 2,900 deposit, date it's due. Here's all the bread and butter is what we're going to call that. The pricing, right? And sometimes on here, I'm going to put it too, because this is something that I've dealt with in the past. You got to put deposit total because if you just put deposit, for some reason, people tend to think that they owe 500 a piece, and it drives me bananas. Now, also, let's go in here real quick because I slapped this photo in here. That's going to drive me crazy. All right, there we go. All right, so pricing, okay, and for this, I had to actually call Royal Caribbean to get the price. Drove me crazy. Then I put the deal, how it works. This deal ends tonight. This deposit's non-refundable, and you can't transfer it to anybody else because it's a sale. Royal Caribbean chooses your stateroom because this is a guarantee. All right, next. Freedom of the Seas. Now, this is like their bonus option. They gave me just early January, so this was like a bonus. Like, I want to show them what they can do. So I do this to convert to because I know they'll select one of them. So this one's a 3-night Bahamas, right? But that's kind of boring. So I need to give them another option. So she actually said 3 to 4 nights, but a 5-day cruise is a 4-night technically, right? 4 nights, 5 days. So I gave her the 4th option here. okay, 4th. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to throw a 5-night in there. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to show you why. So 5-night cruise, departure Miami. So that's another port option. And then same thing, but look, they're having a flash sale. But 2 ocean view balcony guarantees, and that's a good deal for 5 nights. So for 5 people too. So that's why I did that. And they had some amazing onboard credit. Loved that. So then rooms are not connected. I'm letting her know everything, right? Royal Caribbean, choose room location, same thing. Now we have NCL Joy. This one actually surprised me. I never book with NCL because it's so confusing. But guys, they did an update. So my next training is going to be with NCL to teach you guys how to use them because their updated site is beautiful and their ships are so pretty. Look at this. Look at this beautiful ship. The water dirty, but the ship is pretty. So here's the last one. Departure is Miami. 4 nights in the Bahamas. It drove me crazy that every 3-night and 4-night cruise was Bahamas. Like that's all they do. So that's why I threw the 5-night in there because not everybody likes the Bahamas. So put that in there. Description, departure, same thing. It looks a little different because I screenshotted it. I don't care about that. Then look at this deal. Family suite, 5-person for $2,900. And then look at the entire room they get. So that's why I threw that in there because look at the deposit amount. Like that's a great deal. So one more thing. Now, you will hear me say this repeatedly. I'm very serious about my cruise quotes and especially this part because no one will ever throw that in my face that, oh, well, why'd the price change? That's not what you said. Nope, not doing that. So at the end of every cruise quote or quote in general, I put, please note that prices fluctuate daily and the rates provided in this itinerary are subject to change without notice. To secure the best possible fare and avoid potential increases, we highly recommend booking as soon as possible. Delays in finalizing your travel plans could result in higher costs or limited availability. So act quickly, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Put that every time. Ask ChatGPT to write it for you. I don't care. Do not skip on this part because if something goes and they come back, like I will have people that I'll send this to, and then like 2 days later, they'll be like, oh, let's book it. Sorry, but it went up because I told you. And if they have ever questioned me, because I've had one, I sent them right back to it and said, yes, but I did tell you this, so you're aware. So lastly, call to action. Oh, I'm just kidding. I had a voucher in there. Sometimes if you're on your team, your mentors will provide vouchers, so ask them, okay? Mine does, so I use the vouchers. If they don't, I'm sorry, I can't control that. But if they do, throw it in there. That looks nice. And then lastly, sorry, my kid's trying to open the door and I'm snapping my fingers at him. How to close the deal. And that's also very important. Yeah, so also, like I said, call to action, very important to add at the end because you see how specific I am about it? Specific, I hate that word. Send name and date of births because I can reserve the cruise without paying a deposit. I just need the name and date of birth so I can secure it as soon as possible, right? So that is very important to me. I always put that at the end or whatever I need to secure it. So there's no questions asked or what do we do next? I don't have time for that. Send it to me now, all right? So there's that. Let's talk about real quick the do's and don'ts, all right? Keep it consistent. Use the same fonts throughout. Do not make it crazy. Do not make it hard to read. Do not put words on top of the photos. If you do, make sure you have a background. Maintain the same colors throughout. You guys saw that. Include logo on every slide. They say to do this, and honestly, if you don't, it's okay, but be careful because people can steal this, all right? And that's why I put it in there. But did I do it here? No, because if they stole it, I mean, it is what it is. But be very careful about that, okay? At least if you're going to have it, just put it on the corner or put something to where they know it's yours because you don't want anyone stealing your quotes. Next, don't avoid the walls of text. Don't put walls to walls to text. Just limit it exactly what you need and then use pictures instead of words. Do the show, don't tell thing, create emotional connection. And I did right at the beginning, right? So make sure you pull them in and then show them exactly what they can do for their budget. Now, how do we do this? What do I do? How do I set this up? Okay, so when you get your first quote and you want to do something like this, all you have to do is go in there, choose your template, create that quote, and then see the feedback on it. because sometimes I'll put a lot of time in it and then they'll be like, oh, thanks, whatever. And then it'll be the bare minimum ones that they really like. So how typically I do this, let's go back over here real quick. Inside Canva, and do templates. And then we're going to do, look, they're already here. They're already there. I don't have to do it. I use them too much. So I will set up something like this and pick one of these and then just overdo everything. Now, when you're picking them, make sure they have at least 10 different slide options, because if not, you're very limited on what you can pick, okay? So I didn't have to search it, but if I were to, I would say like travel presentation, travel itinerary, something like that. And make sure it's a presentation like this. Don't do any other type. I promise you, trust me, it looks the best. Okay. All right. Now, let's just say, let me go in my home. Let me go do some projects. I've done a lot of cruise bookings lately. So cruise. Okay, here we go. This was a pro adventure that I did, a group booking. So same thing throughout, but now we're changing the theme here because we're going to Palm Beach, right? So get ready for Ultimate Guys Getaway, July 5th through the 9th. Close to action, we got you covered. Same flights for everyone, no stress, just show up and enjoy. 3 property choices, as always. Choose a resort, pack your bags, and let's make this trip one for the books. There's the flight. Look at that picture. Where's that from? That's done. What's included, what's available. Next, 3 accommodation options. It's all summed up with photos there so they know what they're getting into. Secondly, option 1. There's the resort. There's bullet points to describe the best parts of it. And then what's included? Food and breakfast. Okay. Amenities. Fantastic. Now, price for double occupancy. This is a group booking. So some people had 2 people, some people just was 1 person in a room. So exactly what's included, the deposit of total per person, hotel fees due at the property per person. This was about to happen. I just did this, so they didn't have deposit options. But you have to keep in mind always that some resorts and hotels have that fee. So I put that in there. Same for this one, if they were to do the same person, and then next resort. Boom, done again, and again, and again, right? This is the part right here that you guys see that I'm doing. This is when you're on Vax. When you're on Vax and it has all that fluff in it with the resort credits, all of that included here, okay? They like that. Then there's that had no fee, totally cool. There's that again. The important details. There's that same fluff, okay? Please note the airline prices fluctuate. The rights are provided in this itinerary are subject to change, okay? So trip insurance available and can be quoted. I put that on everything because I want to always offer it. But with the trip being right then and there, I just like they're going like it's June. It was like honestly, I think this was in like May, so it's June now. So they knew they were going, right? So when I did that one, that's another good option for you guys so you can see how I do the quotes. All right. So that is all you really have to do on that part. So real quick, let's just call it to a close. If you guys are watching this and you have questions, feel free to comment below. I'm in the live session. I can't actually see what you're writing until I go back to my studio. So if I'm not responding to you, it's because I can't see it. But as normally what I do is just kind of when I'm ending it, I will answer your questions. So I will do that. But I hope this helped you. All right. I hope this kind of broke the quotes down because, you know, I try to teach you guys how to be the best travel advisor, and we need to produce quotes very quickly, right? Now, if that one definitely helped you, make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like this video so that I know that you guys like this kind of stuff. And I will be back next week, Monday. I'm going to do a series of trainings. I haven't decided yet, but we are going to be back at 10:30 a.m. PST on Monday, live again, doing more travel advisor trainings. So I hope to see you guys there. You will get notified of my live streams, so just look out for the notifications. And thanks for watching. If you have comments, feel free to drop them below.